What is going on, everybody? How we doing today? As usual, hope you're doing well. It is a Wednesday, almost at a Friday. It feels like a Friday because we have tomorrow off. At least most people have tomorrow off. I hope you have tomorrow off, whoever may be watching me right now. I hope you don't have to work on Thanksgiving. I spent years working on Thanksgiving, and it is really fucking annoying. Nothing worse than like Thanksgiving or a Christmas work thing or anything like that. It's always so annoying. But yes, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so we are probably going to be streaming tomorrow because I'm not going to be able to do my Friday or Saturday stream this week. So I figure maybe I'll do like a Thanksgiving type stream. We'll see what happens though. What is going on, Smart Moron, as well as anybody else who happens to be here right now. Right now. Feel free to tune in, chime in. Excuse me, sorry, I'm a little messed up right now for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah. Hope we're all doing well tonight. Apparently Habib is using his dead dad to sell NFTs. How so? Is it like shit? I forget what his dad's name is, but is it like named after his dad or something like that? Is it like Bored Ape Yacht Club tier NFTs with like Habib's dad? I mean, that's pretty messed up. The thing is, a lot of the time these people are like they're not actually like it's not like Habib was like, I have idea. We will take my father image and we will sell NFT with it. It's not like he was like that. I don't even think Habib probably knows what an NFT is, if we're being honest here. However, with that said, um with that said, it would not surprise me if somebody who knows what NFTs are were like, hey, I have a money making venture for you. You know how people love you and your dad? Well, you could immortalize your dad while making a shit ton of money by doing these NFTs. It wouldn't surprise me if that's what the deal with that is. Um, typically when some guy who doesn't know anything about tech all of a sudden is doing tech stuff, it's because somebody who does know about it, some huckster, is like, oh, hey guy, you know um excuse me. Season 5 is on the way. Audition, Scott. Oh, yeah. You know what, I forgot about that. I was thinking, right, because I was gonna talk about this. I was gonna talk about this shit right here because I was gonna kind of review what happened with the last stream we did. So Brandon Buckingham, he was well, he is sick, and he's really sick, really, like, really bad. He is in the hospital, multiple organ failure. It may have stemmed from tuberculosis that he got from, I would assume, Mexico, but wherever he was that he got it, he got it. Excuse me. As a result, he needs help, because as a YouTuber, he is essentially just an entrepreneur. He owns his own business, and as someone who owns his own business, he doesn't have a safety net for if everything falls off. And because of that, he was not going to be able to provide for his family. In addition to that, he was going to have a ton of debt. He was going to have a ton of debt from his medical bills. Excuse me. And we were able to donate a little bit of money. It ended up being $320. That is not. It's not like a life changing amount, right? There's people who I see people who donated like 10 grand. There's people who donated like thousands of dollars and stuff like that. But we were still able as a team to raise money and give it to somebody who really needed our help, who is like a genuine guy. He's like a really good guy. I know him. I've been around him, right? I helped him with his boxing matches. He's just like a good dude. And it just sucks that happened. And I'm glad that we could kind of be there for him in whatever capacity we could. Oh, excuse me. But Joe Butt Slasher, no, it was all me. Honestly, you're not even wrong about that, Joe. You were one of the guys who really took it upon yourself to do a good deed. You donated well over half, well over three-quarters of what was donated, and I just have to say I appreciate that. I know Brandon appreciates it. So again, thank you for that. Thank you for that. I have it right here. Errol Bear, and Grimsby. All right, I don't know if you guys are here right now. Probably not. But thank you everybody who donated. I would like here's the thing, right? My viewership is going down. It's been going down. I remember I used to do streams and I used to have the chat, like there were messages in the chat that I would have to catch up with. I would be able to jump on and I'd do my, like, my sign on, slam the table, be like, what's going on, everybody, blah blah blah, and what's going on too, Smart Moron, Joe Butt Slasher, this guy, that guy, the other guy. I hope you're all doing well tonight. I used to be able to do that. Now nobody shows up early to my streams anymore. So it's like what's the point of having this here? But also I feel like it's a good idea, but also what's the point of having it here? I don't think people are going to donate like that. But also, like, it would be fun to think of things that people might want to donate for, but also nobody watches my shit. I'm in this weird little catch-22 area right now where I'm like, well, I mean, I suppose I could keep this here. This was left over a while ago from another stream we did over the summer where we were raising money for somebody else. That's why it says donos for our boy. The only difference between this and the one from last summer is that I had like a push-ups option on there that I took away, you know, and there may have been like another one. Oh yeah, wasn't there gonna be like, wasn't I supposed to do like $20 Quran as well? $20 Quran reading. Somebody offered that. I was also, as a goof, I was also thinking of putting up $5 apply for fish tank. But $5 apply to fish tank. And I don't even know if you can apply multiple times. I'm curious about that. I would have to create new accounts every time somebody gave me $5 and then apply with a new joke thing. Did you see the DC shooter guy? Why was he naked? Beats the hell out of me, man. Beats the hell out of me. Yeah, but apparently there was an Afghani dude that shot up somewhere in uh DC, and he ended up getting two National Guard people. Um so yeah, that's unfortunate. I hope that those National Guard people survive. But yeah, I mean, it's funny because I actually saw somewhere on Twitter. I saw on Twitter somebody was talking about, like, oh, back in 2021, this Democrat politician swore that they were all vetted. He said that each and every one of them was vetted. And it's like, vetting is not the problem. Let's be honest here. I'm saying this as somebody who has a wife who just got her citizenship a month or two ago. Like, vetting is not the problem. The problem is that they were allowed to come here in the first place, because vetting is not going to help in most cases, right? Yeah, sure, it's easy to not accept the people who were like part of Al Qaeda, and they were in the or whatever it was, the Taliban, Al Qaeda, whatever it was over in Afghanistan specifically. It's real easy to not take those dudes who came down from the mountains and were like, oh, let me in. Those dudes probably didn't even want to be there in the first place. They probably wouldn't even want to come to America in the first place. They feel like they won their war. They probably are just going to want to build the nation that they feel like they won. The Afghanis did not win the war, by the way. We can get into that argument if we really want. But these Al Qaeda dudes feel like they won the war. They're not gonna leave the country that they just fought for. They're gonna stay there. This guy, there was no amount of vetting that was gonna tell you whether or not he had sympathies, or whether or not he was like a part of one of the groups or something like that. The fact is, there are plenty of people out there who will seem completely and totally normal until they fucking snap. And then after they snap, it's too late. They've taken two innocent people with them. They should have never been brought over in the first place. It should have been, hey, look, we set you up. We made sure you guys got everything you need here. Don't be pussies. Fight back. That's all you got to do. And that's not what they did. Instead of fighting back, they just retreated. Because that's the issue with a lot of Asian and Middle Eastern and North African and just African cultures in general, right? I'm not saying it's every single culture from that region. That's not what I mean. But there is a general sort of way that people deal with each other over there, and it is a might makes right sort of attitude, but it kind of flipped on its head, where it's like when we think of might makes right, it's like, hey, I can beat the hell out of you. So well, even you see I'm not even doing a good job of explaining this, and I apologize for that, right? They have a might makes right attitude, right? um Except like what we think of might makes right usually entails some kind of like fighting. There is almost kind of like a certain honor, a certain morality within might makes right, because in our minds, God decides the winner of the duel, right? Over there it's literally like, hey, who is the weakest target that I can pick on? That guy, okay, I'm going to pick on him because he's weaker than me. They pick on each other because they're weaker than each other. So in a place like Afghanistan, all you have to do is stand up and say no, and they'd run back into the mountains. That's just the way that things work over there. That's why, like, as soon as we left, everything collapsed, is because they came down from the mountains, meaning the terror cells, and the people in the villages, the people in the cities, they were like, oh my god, oh no, what will we do? We cannot stand up to them. And they all ran. I guess they're Indian for some reason, but you get the point that I'm trying to make, right? Like, you see this personally as well as like on a societal level with them, where if you and I've said it before, like, these people, they will say the most heinous shit to you. They'll be talking about like, I will punch your mother in the face, and I will rape your father, and I will shoot your dog. And as soon as you smack them one, as soon as you backhand them, they turn into that video of the Indian dude swearing at each other. They're like, fuck you bloody, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Fuck you bloody. It's insane. Like, they are all talk over there in that region of the world. That's it. And if you are intimidated by tough talk, they're going to run roughshod over you. And that's what happened with the Afghanis, who were supposed to be the good guys, even though they were doing the Bakabazi shit, the fucking kids shit. All they had to do was be like, no, we will not run away. We will not run away. And Al Qaeda would have been like, oh shit, they are not running away. Back into the mountains. Retreat. That's just the way that they do things. That's just how it is there. So it's insane when I see shit like it's insane when I see shit like that. Aryan spirit not within them. Pretty much, honestly. Like it's I don't think it's just a white people thing, but if you take a look, when it comes to this type of stuff, it's European countries that really are the epicenter of a couple of different things that we consider to be honorable. And well, here's the thing, right? Excuse me. It's not that they believe that they're dishonorable over there. They actually think that they're honorable over there. It's just that their interpretation of honor is much different than our interpretation of honor, right? Um, as well as like strength. And I've said this before, and I'd love to make a video about this one day, but I think I'm probably done making videos for the time being, if not forever. And I don't know, maybe there'll be a project someday in the future where I start making videos where I talk about this kind of thing. But there are two ways of looking at strength. Excuse me. Some cultures, they derive strength through morality, and others derive morality through strength. This is a conversation of strength and morality, but we're speaking about strength specifically here, right? If you derive strength from your moral fiber, you are probably from a European nation, specifically a Christian nation, because that is a Christian standpoint. That is a Christian mindset to have, where you are not looking around seeing who you can trick, who you can dupe, you know, who you can bully, who you can try and steal from, and things like that. There is an attitude in a lot of these cultures that have the inverse, where morality is derived from strength, where if I'm able to trick you, that's your problem and it's your fault. And you're the bad guy, not me. You shouldn't have been someone that I could trick. I'm simply doing the right thing by liberating you from your money. And you're the idiot and you're the bad guy. That's this whole morality through strength thing. It's might makes right. If I can, I should, because I can, you know? Excuse me, um, um, yeah, fuck him. I had to grab something and it had some personal info on it, so I wanted to make sure I didn't wanted to make sure I didn't have that on camera. But like I'm trying. It's it's again, like this would best be suited by a video because it's not a big enough topic to speak about on like a live stream. Like every now and again I used to do topic streams. Like I did one about sociopathy. I did I've done a couple of different streams where I just focus on one topic for pretty much the entire time. This is not big enough to have as a this is not a big enough topic for me to fill a whole stream with it, right? Watching from a movie theater right now, it says Hell Meter. What movie are you watching, or what movie are you ignoring? Thanks for popping in, man. Um, Damn, sudden cut to black on the Scott Pranos. I know, right? Sociopathic third world behavior. Yes, you know. Um, Overall, like to bring it back to the original point and to kind of recap what I'm trying to say. No amount of vetting was going to help that situation. Afghanis belong in Afghanistan. They should not have been removed from there. They were given the training, the guns, the everything to stand up to Al Qaeda. Al Qaeda was hiding in the mountains. The Al Qaeda was practically defeated, virtually defeated. All they had to do, the Afghanis that we left behind, was not fold as soon as Al Qaeda stepped foot off the mountain. And they did. So that's their problem. That's their fault. We helped them as best we could, and they didn't want to help themselves. So unfortunately, that's what happens. It sucks because, I want to be Mr. Hey man, like some of those guys were good people and they helped us out, and they were interpreters and they meant a lot to the people that to the soldiers that they helped to interpret. Like I'd love to have that attitude about it, but honestly with the way the world is, the way everyone and everything is nowadays, it's just like no, it's not time to be like, well, some of them were good people, so we should have brought them over. There should have never been a mass scale evacuation in the first place. They should have been kept there. They should have been told, hey, fight your way out of it. That's the way that it should have happened. That's the way it should have went. You know, um, and I mean, it's moral failings on their part. Bottom line, their culture is one where that kind of thing happens, and if we're gonna stop their culture from doing what it does, we're just gonna have to deal with more of that shit. More Afghanis shooting up, more morbidly obese Afghanis who are only fat because we brought them here in the first place, running around killing innocent people in our country. You know, there's only one answer to that problem, and it's send them back. That's just the way it is, Work out a deal with the Afghani government and be like, look, like, these aren't our people, they're your people. Let's find a way we can have them back in Afghanistan and they're not going to be persecuted. How about that? You know? Um, Yo, let's go. Actually, oh yeah, what's going on? What's going on, Big Uncle Ruckus? Hope you're doing well. But yeah, when it comes like we should take a play out of Churchill's book, if anything, right? When the Irish War of Independence ended, and they had that two-state solution, quote unquote, calling it a solution, yeah, but Northern Ireland stayed a vassal of the crown and Ireland became its own little thing, right? It became its own country. There was a civil war that took place immediately upon the signing of that treaty, of that agreement, excuse me, with the crown. It took place between the pro treaty and the anti treaty IRA. Now, the pro treaty IRA just basically became the Irish government, right? The anti treaty IRA, they ran around trying their best to keep on fighting to see if they could get the 6 counties in Ulster to also become a part of Ireland proper, right? And there were apparently, excuse me, there were apparently attacks on the British themselves by the IRA at this time. And Churchill threatened Ireland, saying, hey, if you don't stop this, we're going to stop it. We're going to put troops back in Ireland. We don't care. Like, we don't care. We just figured that out. We're going to put troops back in there, and you're going to have to deal with us in there again. You probably would much rather be, excuse me, you would probably much rather not have us there than have us there. So you better figure this shit out quick. We should honestly hit them with the same exact attitude. There's nothing stopping us from doing that. What are they going to do, you know? Dearborn, Michigan is a hellhole. Oh, yeah, you know? Dearborn, Michigan, Lewiston, Maine, you know? I'm sure Minneapolis is terrible. You know, I know. Afghanistan and Somalia are not the same, but Somalia is, Somalia is, they're not exactly known for being people who are okay with outsiders. You know, I live around plenty of people from different cultures and things like that. I live around Haitians, Cape Verdeans, Brazilians. Like they can be okay. They're obviously insular, right? And I experienced that, especially being married to a Brazilian, right? I end up being the gringo at the function with all the Brazilians sometimes. It happens. It's fucking annoying and really inconsiderate, but I don't get too angry about it for the most part. Sometimes I do. Other times I'm just like, whatever, who cares? I'm just on my phone hanging out. Um, but they'll at least like kind of accept you, you know? And a lot of the time they're not like chauvinistic, if it makes sense what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that it's like, oh, dude, let all the Haitians in, let all the Brazilians in, let all the Cape Verdeans in. That's not even what I'm saying. I'm saying that, like, what I see from the Somalians is, like, way worse from what I see from any other ethnic group that has come to this nation within the last 50 years, you know? It's wild. It's insane, you know? It used to be, and I'm not even saying this is necessarily okay, right? It used to be that a new ethnic group would enter into the U.S. en masse, and you'd see signs on doors that say "No dogs or Irish." You know, that's what you used to see. Now it's like people enter into these countries, our country, en masse, and they're putting up the signs saying no Americans, no white people, no non whatever, no non Somalians. Like that's the type of shit that you're seeing, you know? And it's like, holy shit. Stand there smiling and nod your head yes or no as if you're a hostage. Yeah, that's basically what I do. What's going on, iPhone Meet? I do know. I do know, damn it. Um yeah. Oh yeah, I was talking about so yeah, apparently they're doing auditions for season 5 of Fish Tank. I guess that's cool. I'm not even logged in on my I'm not even logged in on my yeah, I'm logged in. What's the application like? I want to make sure there's nothing cuz it auto-filled some shit. I want to make sure that it's not like you know. Okay. All right. I am curious about this. Apply to be a contestant on Fish Tank Live Season 5. Name, age, email, YouTube audition link is apparently optional. Additional questions. What is the best cell phone number? What do you do for employment? How do you make money? I am jobless. Which former contestant would you say you relate to the most? Can you explain? Probably Vance, because Vance is just a normal dude, you know? And being around so many like crazy personalities, he's just like, all right, this is weird, you know. Like I don't know if this is 100% true of Vance, right? I don't know if Vance exactly feels this way, right? But like sometimes I look around and I just feel like there's so many other people talking right now. I can just shut my mouth and listen. I don't need to be the entertainment. I'll just be the entertained, you know? And that's like such a dumb way to put it. That's like such a stupid way to put it, right? That makes me sound like I'm like, yes, entertain me, but that's not what it is. It's more like, hey, like there's already so many personalities vying for some stage time here. I'm not someone who always wants to be the center of attention. So if this person is not going to shut up for long enough for me to be able to say something every now and again, then fine, whatever. You do your thing. I'll just sit here and I'll enjoy myself, like listening to you guys shoot the shit about dumb stuff. You know. I wonder if Vance feels the same way on some level. You know. Um, it's I don't know, maybe, but I do feel Vance and I are probably the most similar to each other. It's real easy to talk to Vance too, no homo, but I think that probably says that he and I are similar enough because we're able to just kind of like, we're able to just say whatever and there's no like what, you know. Anyway, um what do you take the most seriously in your life? What are you dead serious about? YouTube. YouTube is what I'm dead serious about. Um, what's going on, Buster Zuzu? I would love to apply if I didn't have a job. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. You might be able to get time off. Me. You see, like I'm very lucky in that like I always only ever lived like 45 minutes away from wherever they had a season. I don't know where season 5 is going to be. I heard rumors that they may not even be in New England anymore. Um, like and I'm not like holding my breath thinking I'm going to be on season 5, you know. I know I'm probably like done with Fish Tank. Maybe if Blood Games 2 happens and we're able to put that together, it's like okay, well we were like 60 to 80% of the way done with the story shit, with the storyline stuff, you know. Um like we had a premise, we had like what roles different characters were going to play and stuff like that. I was going to have like a really big role in terms of the story, so was Brian. I'm not going to share anything other than that, you know. um and yeah, like unless they hit me up randomly, I don't anticipate I'm gonna be back on Fish Tank at all. I'm just here because I didn't hear it from somebody in my chat first. I did hear it on Twitter earlier, and I popped in and I started talking shit in the chat. But other than that, this is the first time I've like taken a good look at the application. Um, Describe yourself in 3 words: gay, gay, gay. uh how much empathy would you have how much empathy do you have for others? How emotional are you in general? Not very emotional, but I am very empathetic. Oh, excuse me, man. um Describe your social circle. What role do you play in social groups? I don't really have a social circle. That's like I'm 31. I'm too old to have a social circle. What am I gonna do? Meet him at the bar or something like that? Fucking. Uh, which notable celebrity figure do you look up to and why? What about them do you admire? I like Steve-O because I like doing whippets and heroin and coke and shit like that. Um, I like swallowing goldfish is what I like to do. Yes. Which notable celebrity figure do you look up? Oh, wait, what was that? Oh, duh, I already got that one. Which season of Fish Tank did you like the most? What about it engaged you? Season 2, right? And I will say, yes, it's because I was on it. But in addition to that, I think that it is exactly what Fish Tank should be on a certain level. There are obviously things that should have been. There are things that should have went a lot differently, right? Oh, the cash for Brandon thing is still up. I just wanted to make sure here. I just wanted to make sure nobody thinks these are for Brandon. I'm probably gonna take this down in a minute too. the more I look at it, the more I'm like, this is stupid. This is a bad idea. This is a dumb idea. But anyway, um, season two was objectively the best season of Fish Tank. Not that there's a lot of competition. I mean, there's only been two seasons that have been fully completed. But then on top of that, like I think that as far as the way Fish Tank is, there was just that chaotic sort of like, I don't know what's gonna happen next, and it may not actually be a good thing. So like whatever happens next may not actually be the greatest thing you've ever seen. It may be something kind of grim, something kind of sad, something kind of fucked up. But it might also be something pretty crazy and funny and insane and like something you're glad you got to see and stuff like that, you know. I think the highs and the lows are just a part of Fish Tank, you know. What was the toughest thing you ever accomplished? Tell us about it. That's that's a tough one. Probably fight camps. The fight camps that I've done. Those things are awful. You know, fight camps. Getting ready for a fight is worse than the fight itself. You know, because you're purposefully trying to tire yourself out on a level that you probably won't even get in like a fight. You know, um, excuse me. Um, what was the last conflict you had with another person? How did it go? What was said? And who, quote unquote, won? I got into an argument with my wife on my birthday. I don't want to get into it, but it was a pretty nasty argument, if I'm being honest with you. Again, not getting into it. No, nobody did anything too crazy to each other, but you know, we were pretty angry at each other. Um, I won, of course, because I always win because I'm a fucking winner. Damn it. Um, Brandon was also goated on season one when he showed up with the big black thought and also wine bag wrestling. Next time I'm on the liquor, I'll have to get a wine bag and slap it around for him. Yeah, yeah. That was that like there was so much shit that happened on season one, you forget some of it. Like I forgot Turkey Tom popped in. I forgot Emp Lemon popped in. I forgot Brandon was there. Um, you know, like I for like it's so easy to forget all the crazy shit that happened with season one because there was so much stuff because they were just throwing shit at the wall seeing what stuck, and because of that there was a much greater variety of things that happened, you know. That is one thing I will say about season one is that because it was novel and nobody really knew what was going on and what they were doing, people were just like, let's fucking try this today. Let's try that today. Hey, why don't we hit up Brandon, see if he can come up? You know, he's like 6 hours away, something like that. You know, maybe you can make the drive. Turkey Tom a couple hours away. Why don't we see if he can make the drive? You know, I'll never forget calling Turkey Tom the hard R. Had on a Twitter space during season one. Total accident. Had no idea it was him. I was drunk. LOL. Yeah, Tom seems like a cool guy. You know, Tom seems like another genuine dude. You know, I appreciate him doing that stream with me a while ago. You know, he seems like a cool guy. He seems like he wouldn't be too offended by that. You know, too pissed off about that or anything like that. Ripping each other's pubic hair out. Been there, done that. Oof. Scott, that's a little too personal for the stream. Oh, dude, it could get a lot worse. He's super cool. He's a super cool guy. I hope to see him again in the future. Yeah, yeah. He seems chill. He seems down to earth. You know. I haven't talked to him extensively, and we've never actually met in person. I was actually supposed to meet him in person once when Brandon and Tom they went to Cambridge, Mass, and they were doing a video there. I was actually supposed to meet them for that, and I was at the fucking train station, and I got a migraine. I got a fucking migraine, and it was like literally I'm running up the steps because this was like a last second thing. Like I hit up Brandon like, "Yo, you trying to link up if you're around?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure. Come down. We're in Cambridge." And it's like 7 or 8 p.m. and I forget it was just a day where I was like I don't want to be out all night. So I was like, "Oh shit, like hop in the car after I mowed down on my dinner which was a chicken parm sub." and then I drove to the red line, which that's like a 30-minute drive away, and I'm running up the stairs at the red line station, and I run and I just barely make a red line train, and I notice the dot in my vision. I notice the aura as I get on the train, and I had to hop off the train just in time where like the door, like I hopped off and the doors closed, you know? And I went back down to my car and I just like sat in my car waiting for the fucking aura to go away. I had my wife pick me up because my head was hurting enough. I was like, I don't even want to fucking drive, you know? I had to get my car the next day. It was like, oh fuck, man, you know? So yeah, I could have, even if I wasn't like featured in that video per se, I could have met Turkey Tom then, and it would have been cool to hang around with them in Cambridge, because Cambridge is a fun place to fuck with people in, because it's one of those places. It's all like yuppie communists and college students. Not that there's that much of a difference between the two, you know. Oh man. Anyway, um, what annoys you about other people? Which traits or behaviors do you dislike about others? I don't like when people are Brazilian. My, my wife's just like chilling right there. Um, I don't like when people don't listen. Like if there's one thing I hate, it's when somebody is not listening. They're just waiting for you to stop talking so they can start speaking, you know? And that comes in two forms. One, the person who everything you say just goes over their head, and they just like whatever they say just does not match up with what you just said. Or the person who like they listen for words, and when they feel like they've gotten enough information to formulate a response, they just spit the response right out, you know? I'm a very thoughtful person. I'm not saying everything I've ever said in my life is something you need to listen to. And I'm not saying that everything I say is like the right thing to say in every situation, but I'm very careful to formulate things that when I say them, they mean something in the situation. So when there's somebody who is just like a fucking like I'm a sniper rifle, and a lot of people are just fucking machine guns, and they'll stop, and you'll be trying to shoot your shot, right? And they'll fucking interrupt you like halfway through it. And it's just like, yo, honestly, fuck you, man. Eat shit, you fucking idiot. Excuse me. Sounds like Dinkytown in Minnesota. It's right by the U of M. It's full of it's full of college cucks. LMAO, yeah. Jeez. Tons of burping because I was chugging this Sprite. Um, Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of colleges in Massachusetts, and a lot of like what are considered to be very good colleges. We have BU, we have BU, and then we have BU, and then there's BU. We have BU, we have Harvard, we have MIT, we have Holyoke. Um, there's like tons of colleges, and not even just Massachusetts, but New England. We have Brown, we have Dartmouth. Um, so it's no wonder that one tech has kind of like Massachusetts is kind of like the San Francisco of the East. It's like the Silicon Valley of the East. There's a lot of tech companies out here. There's a lot of companies in general that like function based around the internet, they're either headquartered out here, or they have like a major like installation out here in some way. Uh that's definitely because of like all the colleges around here. People will like move here for college, and they'll be like, I like it here, and then they won't leave. That's also part of the reason why our rent is so high around here and shit like that. It's really really annoying, really annoying. There was something else I wanted to say regarding that too. I was gonna say something else regarding that when it came to the types of people that end up around here because of colleges and stuff like that, but I forget exactly what it was supposed to be. I have a buddy who you'll say something to, he's dazed out 5 seconds after you finish talking. He says something completely unrelated, drives me nuts. Exactly. Like that's why I don't want to be around people like that. I don't have tons of friends. Like that's honestly, I really liked. I don't talk. I haven't talked to Taylor in a little bit. We're just busy. We're grown men. He's got shit. I got shit. So we're not talking as much as we used to. Um, but like I liked playing AOE with Taylor and his friends because they would stay quiet until you're done speaking and then respond to you. That was like the one group of dudes that I have seen in my entire life who they're able to speak to each other and then just fucking stay quiet waiting for the response. That was amazing. I love the fuck out of those guys. Shout out to those dudes. I don't think they're watching right now, but they tell me every now and again they do pop in. If you're out there, thanks. I appreciate it really. But like for the most part, I don't want to be at bars. I don't want to be in social settings anymore. I just started doing cybersecurity shit today. I got through the first section of an online cybersecurity course. And if I can make this work, I just want a job where I don't even have to leave the fucking house. I can just roll out of bed, throw like a dress shirt on and have no pants on underneath and just log into a Zoom meeting and be like, yes, I actually tested out the phone system last week, and somebody gave me my login credentials without confirming that it was me first. So that's something we really have to make sure we get a handle on is that everybody understands the procedure for giving out any kind of login info or other secure information. Like that's what I would love to be able to do that, you know? It's one thing if I like open a gym, which is still my goal. I want to open a gym, but I want and need something to fall back on. I can't go from manual labor to let's open a business. That way I can go back to manual labor making dog shit money. I gotta have something where if the business does not work the way I need it to, I can just like sunset the thing. I can close it down and then get another job making six figures. That's really what I need, you know? And I know it's going to take work, especially this late in life. Um, it's like it's not good to be starting a career when you're 31, but I mean, what else am I going to do? I'm 31 years old. What? I give up because I'm 31. It's like, nah, fuck that. That's one thing I didn't really 100% agree with. I talk about some of the things that Sam has said in his like stuff that I agree with. One of the things that I do kind of disagree with, I don't think it's completely incorrect, but I think you got to be careful with that because like if somebody's 33 and they decide they want to get into tech, like what's stopping them? Like because Sam was like, "No, it's over for you." It's like, "No, of course not." Um I think it's better for you to get into new things when you're younger, obviously. But like the idea that I couldn't be like 40 and decide that I want to learn a new pursuit, it's like, it's not exactly how that works. Um, I 40, son, I 40, I 40, I'm 40, says CPT. Son, I run circles around 20-year-olds. Son, I run circles around 20-year-olds. Yeah. Um, Dead ass, I just quit my job because I worked for one of those. Oh boy, yeah, those people are awful. Um, I gotta train the 20-year-olds to be how you are now when you are 60 and want to. Oh, gotta train the 20-year-olds to be how you are now when you're 60 and want to retire. I kind of feel like I'm not connecting with what you're trying to say, Buster. I feel like I kind of get what you're saying, but I feel like I might not. What I get from that is you gotta train the 20-year-olds that way they don't have to scramble when they're in their 30s, or that way they're just that much better off. And if that's what you're saying, then yeah, 100%. Like you need to figure it all out as soon as you can. Like I don't think it's good to rush necessarily, but also don't become complacent with it. Like it's I don't know. It might be better for you to, specifically if you don't have to go to college and pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in student loans to do something. It might be a little bit better for you to do like some kind of certification or do some kind of like free or very low cost schooling in your late teens, early 20s, and then decide when you're like 25, actually no, this is for the birds, I don't like this shit, and then switch over to something else. It's probably better for you to do it that way than it is to like wait until you're in your 30s and then realize that like you don't have to be passionate about something that's a day job as long as you can do 8 hours and just like enjoy the rest of your day and like do whatever you want with the rest of your life. It really doesn't matter what you're doing in that 8 hour window so long as it gives you the ability to enjoy the rest of your life, you know. That's like that's what led me to wanting to figure something out and then ultimately settling on maybe giving cybersecurity a try, is because I was like, honestly, dude, I've been waiting forever for something to happen. I was lied to by somebody who said that I would be a business owner by now because he was going to hand me the business. Literally like 3 maybe 4 years ago, the owner of my gym calls me up, asks me to drive from my place to the gym on a random day that we don't have classes. I pop in. First off, whenever he does this, he's usually pissed off at me about something, so I think he's upset about some fucking stupid shit, right? And he's like, so I've been thinking about it, and I think it's about time we start getting you ready to take this place over. You know, like I don't have the energy anymore. I got other projects and other stuff, and I mean, let's face it, you deserve it. You've been here longer than anybody else. Anybody else who was here longer than you, they proved themselves to not be trustworthy or loyal or whatever. They left. They did this, that, the other thing. Like you deserve this place. And then like he just blew me off after that. And for the last year and a half to 2 years, I've just kind of been like, okay, so what's the next move? What am I gonna do now? You know? Um like it's crazy, you know? It's not good to be in the situation I am in, and it's probably better for you to figure that out earlier, you know? Um, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying you should prop up the young people rather than dunk on them because they will be the ones replacing you when you want to retire. Actually, no. I'm going to sell the country out to Indians. It's going to be an Indian who replaces me. I'm going to sell my house to an Indian for top dollar. It's going to be a cash buyout, and I'm going to tell my kids to bootstrap their way to a house. Is what I'm going to do. Imagine millennials after we got treated the way we did, we do the same thing to our kids. We're going to do that, by the way. That's what's going to happen. We are going to do the exact same shit to our children that got done to us. It's going to happen. We are the exact same as the boomers. We just don't have the economy. That's it, you know. Um um you're talking about CPT. Okay. Yeah, sure. Young people don't want to work has been said every 10 years for the last 100 years. It really has. You know, it really fucking has. Anyway, um, who do you hate the who hates you the most? Why do they hate you? Probably Jet at this point. Probably Jet and Ben at this point. Nah, that's a joke, obviously. There definitely was tension from the bitch tank shit, you know. And I don't know what that tension was for. They asked me to be what I was, and I just kind of went with the joke in a way that I figured would be good content, and that's how the bathroom bit happened. And I did notice the shift, and I do believe that I became the object of their derision because they were just looking for somebody to get angry at. If I'm being honest with you, you know. I think they were stressed out. I'm not angry at them about that in any way, shape, or form. Um, if I was, I'm not anymore. It's been like what, like almost 2 years, something like some fucking something like that. And they brought me back for Blood Games 2 when it was supposed to happen. You know, so yeah, like I think it was water under the bridge, but I do definitely think that there was some aspect there where they were like pissed off at me for some reason, you know? Um, CPT says they smoke their vapes behind the building instead of working. Talking about young people, you know. Um, anyway, where do you stand politically? Libertarian traditionalist. Uh, what would you do with the prize money? I would probably use it to start a new life somewhere. Legit. I would take that prize money and I would immediately quit my job. Like if I just got 50 grand handed to me today, I would call up my job. I'd be like, I'm gone. I'm out of here. Peace. I would call up my landlord. I'd be like, hey, let's work something out. Maybe we can find somebody to take over the lease for you. You know, give us another month and we'll see what we can do to try and make it so that you're whole at the end of this. But we got to get out of here. I'd call my gym. I'd be like, hey, I ain't coming back. And I would get the hell out of New England because it is a. Jeez. What the fuck? It is a cesspool. New England is a fucking cesspool. Um, what's your worst character trait? What about yourself? Don't you like? That's a tough one because like it's hard for me to like if I'm being honest with you, it's hard for me to look at myself and find a fault. You know, I think I over explain at times, you know. I think that thing that like I said, like I'm very thoughtful, I'm very I'm very communicative, right? I tend to over explain at times, you know. And sometimes that does not have the desired effect and it just like gets on somebody's nerves. Um what about myself? Don't I like I don't like how I don't like how I'm just too nice. I'm just too nice, man, is what it is. I'm just too nice of a guy. I get walked all over, man. I'm too nice. Nah, I don't know what I don't know what I dislike about myself. I I wouldn't say I take things too personally, more so like when I overthink. I overthink too much. You know, I overthink small things and you know I'll do that when somebody says or does something that I construe as like some kind of sign or something like that, you know. uh why should we pick you? Because I'm a pick me. Pick me, that's why. Hey, oh, who do you want to become by the end of the show? How do you want to change by being on Fish Tank? I like these aren't even fun questions anymore, at least not for me. I want to have a redemption arc. I want to have a redemption arc is what I want. I want the Reddit to post nice things about me is what I want. I want the subreddit to be nice to me. Is I want the Kiwi farms to not like shit and piss themselves every time my name is brought up. That's what I want is a redemption arc. Link us any of your creative work. I send a photo bucket of my nutsack, a photo bucket picture of my nutsack. Nobody even uses photo bucket like that anymore. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's cool. You know, um, you guys are still arguing about you guys are still arguing about fucking like whether Zoomers and millennials know how to work. You know, Zoomers and millennials know how to work because that's all they've ever done their entire lives. You know, that's I mean, yeah, sure. You're gonna have like the New York Trust Fund, baby, just like you had like the modern day hippie is like the New York Trust Fund hipster. Like back in the day, you had people who they followed the Grateful Dead around in a van, and now they're like rich as fuck in their retirement and stuff like that. And the reason for that is because their mommies and daddies had trust funds for them and things like that. Um, you have the modern iteration of that in the person who moves to New York from some like flyover state town or something like that, and their dad is like the owner of the manufacturing plant that supplies and employs that entire region, that entire area, you know. And because of that, they're able to get away with living in New York on with like no job, right? That's such an extreme minority of people, though. It's like it practically doesn't even exist. Like if you compared them to the rest of the people who actually have to work fucking jobs, you realize quick, oh, that's like a percent of a percent, you know? Um, the reality is millennials and Zoomers and Gen A is going to have it worse than us, but like millennials and Zoomers, their entire lives are just like work. It's just work constantly all the time, no matter what, you know. If you're not constantly doing something, that's where hustle culture comes from. Hustle culture is a psyop designed to make you think that you can fix your life just by Ubering after work, just by doing DoorDash after work, you know, as if there's not a severe and near irreparable issue with the economy today. You know, it's no. It's not that the dollar is depreciated. It's not that everything costs way too fucking much. No. It's that you're not doing flex. You're not doing Amazon flex. That's what it is. You're just not working hard enough. You're just not working hard enough. You need a side hustle. It's like shut the fuck up. You know, fucking. I've I wasn't even 30 years old before I had to go on workers comp because working with my body fucked my body up so much, you know. I have had now it makes two catastrophic injuries. And in fact, you know what? This isn't even catastrophic. This is not catastrophic. My shoulder's pretty much good. There's still a little strain. I'm still a little messed up. I woke up this morning, there was swelling on the back of my arm for some reason. I don't know why. But like I've had one catastrophic injury in mixed martial arts. I have had one catastrophic injury that put me out of work from working manual labor my entire life. You would think that MMA would have fucked me up a lot more than um working, but no, they fucked me up the same. And even then, like the catastrophic injury that I had was my right knee dislocated. And I walked around with a partially dislocated knee. I even worked with a partially dislocated knee, and I popped it back in once basically by mistake. And it was pretty much back up to 100% at that point, you know? Um and like now I still have an issue every now and again, but it's not crazy. It's not insane, you know? It's just it's fun. It's just funny, right? Because the issue that I had from work, which was a bulged disc in my neck, that has caused more issues longer term than my knee has caused. Like I'm just realizing this now, which is why I'm kind of having a hard time saying it, is because like it's just dawning on me right now and I'm working my way through that thought. But the injury that I had from working manual labor has lasted longer and has had a worse effect on my life, including a migraine that I got yesterday. I got a migraine yesterday while teaching classes. I'm blind in one eye trying to show how to do moves, and then I get a raging headache after, you know? Um, that injury has been more. It has just been worse for my life than me dislocating my knee. That is crazy to think about. You know, that's fucking insane. You know, um, I'm a statutory vapist. I I braze Texas valves or TX valves and rip fat clouds in suppressor rooms. Says Big Uncle Ruckus. Holy shit. That's fucking hilarious. Um, Uh-oh. 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 Anyway. This CPT guy. Oh. He's a funny little guy, isn't he? He's a funny little guy, isn't he? Anyway, it's about time we get into Glover. We gotta glove it up in here. I've been playing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, and the more I play it, the more I really begin to enjoy it. It is such a good game. I totally get why it's a cult classic. I've played a little under 20 hours so far. It's good. It's good. I really enjoy it. Can't wait to play more. I'm gonna play more tonight. There we go. Why haven't you thought about being a property manager, get a real estate license, and work with local landlords? If you can't beat them, be them. I've considered that. That's actually like, I need to continue trying to see if I can make cybersecurity work. But something I was considering doubling up on or doing as an alternative, if I simply could not figure it out, is real estate. Whether I'm a real estate agent or, like you said, Rusty, if I decide I want to go that route, all I know is I need to make sure I'm doing what I need to do in order to not just be like working with my body my entire life, Would you slurp your boss man dry if he asked you? Maybe for a raise. There's nothing funnier than boss bootlickers, dudes that like the way they're like, oh, hey, we back the blue around here, buddy. If I see a police officer, I buy him a drink, or like that fucking dude that was at an early episode of PGL when Nick first started taking part in it, where he showed us that dude with no neck. He's that fat, and he's like, all right, I want to try something here. If you're driving in your car and you see a police officer, throw a one out your window. Throw a one out your window. Let him know that you got his back. That there's people out there that got their back. And if you're a police officer, go ahead and hit the blues for him. Like that kind of guy, There's nothing funnier than that kind of guy, but for your boss. But for your fucking boss. That is such a crazy fucking way to be. I don't even hate my boss. I don't 100% trust my boss. I see that he's got his own little agenda and his own little thing going on, but like, I don't hate the guy, like, we can be in the same room and laugh and joke with each other, we see each other, it's, hey man, what's going on, haha, right? Like, I appreciate that he's like a chill guy, but like, it comes down to it. I got the workers' backs, I gotta fucking push this guy off. That's right. Ha, he's stuck. He's fucking stuck. That's right. That's right. Fuck you. Anyway. Work 75 hours a week because I'm a bag licker who hates his family. Exactly. One of those, yes sir, Mr. Boss kind of guys, Yes, sir, Mr. Boss man. Why, yes, massa. Of course, massa. I gotta push this dude off. Aha, see ya. What? Oh. Uh-oh. Alright, cool. What? Alright, that's some bullshit right there. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that, dude? That is some grade A bullshit. I'm sorry. Clipping through the floor. Whoa, hey. Where is it? Oh, shit. Go. I think I don't have much of a choice but to just, like... Oh, no, I guess I'm good. I feel like I should just start over, though. I don't have that many lives. I need lives bad. I mean, really bad. I don't know how many lives. This is the last level, you know? What kind of work is it, or do you refuse to be work doxed? They're really... Oh, yeah, forgot about that. I don't want to talk too much about what I do for work or anything like that. You know, yes. There we go. Yo, it's just manual labor though. I move shit all day. You know, I got the job and then I met Sam like a month or two later. Yes. Alright. I wouldn't, Scotty. Wouldn't what? Wouldn't what, sir? I am curious what would happen if I, Oh, what? I'm playing this so stupid. You might as well get your real estate license and make money by handling leases. Aceable is like $100 for the 72-hour course. Yeah, like real estate is a little weird where it's like you kind of gotta be like I feel like real estate is one of those things where like you gotta one sec. Alright, let's go here. And then there we go. And then there we go. And whoa, hey. Oh, interesting. Like, I'm sure there's money to be made with real estate, right? And I'm sure that money is like legit, you know. I just like, again, like that's part of my issue is that I'm in a place where I can't really waste a ton of time. Like, I have a couple of years right now where it's like, okay, I'm trying to put myself in a situation where I can support a family, you know? This is like, is this one of those ones that tilts? Yep, it's one of those ones that tilts. Alright, there we go. But yeah, like, that's just where I'm at is like, oh, wow, really? Work for 10 halfpennies an hour, stealing all the manual labor on everyone else. That's a good idea. I just have to work like 1,000 hours a week, and I'll be in great shape. So that was pointless. Pointless talking about this, by the way. Come on, baby. This is like, yeah, I believe I need to go. And then, yes. And then I'm good to go at that point. I'm good to walk on air. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. that was scary. There we go. I like how creative this little piece is. I've never seen anything like that in another, like, there's obviously, like, in a platformer, there's obviously, like, parts where, like, you have to deal with, like, you know, fans and shit like that. Then again, now that I think of it, I haven't played a ton of platformers myself, so maybe I'm just a fool for that one. Whoa, 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 whoa! Hey, what do you think you're doing? This is where I got stuck last time. Glover wasn't out generation. What do you mean out generation? Do you mean our generation? Is that what you mean? Whoa, sweet. Because Glover was... Oh, what? Wow. Wow, that's pretty stupid. What the... Are you... What the fuck? I'm just gonna... There's no way I can beat this on no lives. I just have to start the level over. Yeah. Like I said, it's the last level before the final boss, so it's gonna be a little like, you know? Sorry, I'm just looking at Twitter real quick. Fuck it. Yo, Scott, if you're going to get into a trade, which one would you be most interested in? Carpentry, electrical, plumbing, welding, etc. Probably electrical. I don't with welding, I am afraid of heights, and a lot of the time when you weld shit, you gotta go up high. With carpentry, like, I don't know, I like, what I want to do is not have to lift a ton of heavy shit all the time. And with, like, plumbing, I had a friend who was a plumber, and he would tell me all about, like, yeah, I had to team lift this fucking 500-pound, like, boiler into somebody's basement today. It was awful, right? It's like, yeah, no thanks. No fucking thanks, you know? I'm all set on that one. Fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Get the... Yes, perfect. HVAC goes hard, honestly. Yeah, I mean, maybe HVAC, but I would probably rather do electrical. My brother's an electrician, and he never complains about, like, I had to lift this fucking heavy thing today, dude. He just does wiring shit. That's just, he just puts wires and shit all day, you know? Ain't much more to it. See, I gotta figure out how I'm supposed to get that thing. I don't know how I'm, like, huh. I do it all, but I started with electrical, get into residential service in a posh area. It's easy money, yeah. Whatever you do, you want to do it in rich areas. You want to be the guy who lives in, like, a middle class area that has to do shit in a rich area. You know, that's easiest way to make as much money as you can. You know, fuck selling to the poors. Whee! Shit. Alright, so... How the hell am I supposed to get back is the question. Oh, damn it. Get the fucking asshole. Eat shit. Oh, ooh, shit. There's something over there, and it's like, am I supposed to hit that thing? Yeah, like, what is that green thing right there is the question. Is that how I reverse that thing, or do I just have to, like, climb up here? Nah, I can just jump right over it. Oh, come on. Oh, you fucker. Damn it. That's I have that habit of get an extra life just to fucking shit it out immediately. You know? It's like, fuck, dude. HVAC, you can charge 500 per part for a replacement and 3 hours of labor. Yeah, like my brother-in-law, right? He works a low skill job right now, and it kills me a little bit, right? Because he could be a mechanic and he could make a shit ton of money. He loves cars. What did I just do? What did I just do? What did I just do? What the fuck was that? What did I just do? Wow, that was so stupid of me. Holy shit. Anyway, yeah, like he loves cars. He can't get enough of them. He's always like messing around and stuff like that with his vehicle, you know. And he loves to try and mess with other people's vehicles whenever he can, you know. Like I didn't realize he had no clue what he was doing until I got into a car crash, and he started taking my fucking car apart on me, trying to identify the problem. I had no clue that he had no idea how to fix anything or do anything at all. I just figured, well, he's always working on his car. He's got tons of mechanic friends. He always goes to car shows. He must know what he's doing. Must know what he's talking about, you know? And it's like, yo, like, instead of inconveniencing me and other people pretending to be a mechanic, why wouldn't you just be a fucking mechanic? Why wouldn't you just, you know, why, like, I don't know, why not just fucking talk to one of your mechanic friends, see if he'll help you to get a job there, and you just start learning, you know? It's like, the dude's in his early 20s, you know? Like, I wish I had my shit figured out like that in my early 20s, where it's like, I'm that passionate about something that makes money, right? And the reason why I bring this up is because I'm looking at this whiteboard that is in a place that does car repairs that I also got my sticker from, right? And it said how much they charge per hour. It was like $135 an hour. And it's like, I'm sitting here looking at my brother-in-law who works minimum wage, and I'm just like, yo, what are you doing, dude? It's like, holy shit, you know? Surveying and civil technicians in general are a dying job, as all the old dudes doing it are wanting to retire and too few are going into it, at least according to my college professor who was one. Yeah, I'm actually pretty sure that's something that the owner of my gym got into. I believe it is. Okay. I think I have an idea of what to do. I'm thinking maybe I gotta bounce the ball up to there, bring it over. Maybe I can hop over to there in the meantime, but I think overall, yeah. Glover needs a modern remake, replaces Ball with a POC person who helps him. Oh boy. Nah, just make Glover POC. Just make Glover a disabled black woman with dreads. Yes, I think that's what I need. Yes, I believe that is everything that I needed. Yep, he's a moving. He's a moving and a shaking. That thing will slide over here, won't it? Yes. 49. I need one more Garib and I have an extra life. Just one. Just one. This fucking asshole. Hey, idiot. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Ooh. Oh, what? What? Dude. Are you fucking kidding me? You guys saw that, right? What the fuck was that? That is insane, dude. Are you kidding me? Damn. Refund, yeah, dude. That's the second time that's happened where I just clipped through the floor. I'm confused as to exactly what I'm supposed to do here. You know, like, obviously, I hit this button to send that over there. I feel like the ball is supposed to be on top of there. Have you heard from Brandon? Nah. There's no way I'm going to hear from Brandon for a while, you know. He did text me, because I hit him up in, like, September or October or something like that. He did text me in November, just getting back to me. He was like, hey man, you know, sorry it took me so long, like, I appreciate you checking in on me, blah blah blah, you know, that type of shit. Yo, what am I supposed to do here? Damn. Alright, well, I don't like this. I don't like this. What am I supposed to do? What am I fucking supposed to do? I need one more Garib. If I get that last Garib, I'm in. That is way too far. That is way too far. Way too far. Way too far. I'm gonna have to look up a guide. But yeah, like, he hit me up early November, you know? Like, and he just said, like, hey, everything's, like, getting better, you know? Even if he wanted to talk about it, I wouldn't tell you guys what was going down, obviously. But, you know, he's just going through it, honestly. I think it's probably been a bad year for him, and I think this is probably the icing on the cake. And it's really sad because, like I said, Brandon is just like a genuine guy. He's just a really cool dude, you know. If you ever go to Lewisburg to discover your roots, we'll have to roll in the middle of the fortress. That's a good idea. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I think I see what I gotta do. Oh, boy. Okay, that's cool, but like, how do I get back up here though? How do I get back? It's nice to know that that's what that does, but how do I get back? Do I not? Oh, well, whoops, I hit the wrong button. I really hope he recovers. I've been watching Brandon for years. Yeah, I think he'll be all right. You know, I think he's gonna be changed. If I'm being honest with you, I don't think he's gonna be the same. But I think he's gonna be all right. You know, I think he'll be as good as he can be. You know. Is that like? Go, 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 go. Alright, we got a life. And we... Cool. The hell is this shit over here? Oh, that's what this shit is. Sorry, I'm like, this is the furthest I've been in this level so far. So I'm just like, What the fuck was that? Holy shit. It's insane how shit works, because I watched PKA since 2012 and watched Sam since 2017 and Brandon since 21, and now I'm watching Scott play Glover. Yeah, you're watching the least relevant guy out of all of those people that you just listed off. How's it feel to be wasting your time on the dude that how's it feel to be wasting your time on the guy that doesn't get invited to these things anymore? Oh fuck. Damn it. Ow. My head is still fucked from the whatever it's called, the migraine. I'm gonna have to start this level over now that I know what I gotta do, at least a little bit. I'm gonna see how far I can get, but I'm gonna have to start the level over. There's no question, you know. It's ridiculous because there's no, like, one way or the other. It's literally, oh, okay, alright, so that's exactly where I need to be. There's no one way or the other. Maybe, what happens if I come down here? So yeah, I need to figure out how to unlock that thing. How do I unlock this? Do I smash it? I have a feeling I probably need to come back up here. Whoa, 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 whoa. And go... Smash. Oh, shit. Yep, that's exactly what I needed. The thing is, I have 0 lives left. So because of this, I have no choice but to say bye, because I'm only gonna have 0 lives to try and fight that last boss. And I know I'm gonna need as many lives as I can get. So I hate to do it. This is quality content. You must have schizophrenic pillhead to think otherwise. Well, I appreciate that, Uncle Ruckus, you know. Like, I'll be honest with you guys. I do this because I love it. I enjoy it. I have a good time with it. If I stopped having a good time, I would stop doing it regardless of how many people I have watching me. I will say, though, it is demoralizing to see how my viewership has dropped. Excuse me. I know there's things that I can do to hopefully maybe bring some viewership back. And there's also things that I should have done to keep the viewership from going. But even with that, let's be fair and admit that it was a foregone conclusion because of my lack of involvement with Fish Tank in the later seasons, the season 3 and 4 and stuff like that, and then Blood Games 2 never materialized and all that other stuff, right? There is a certain degree of, if I'm not laughing, I'm crying. So when I say shit like that, like when I joke, like, now you're watching the least relevant out of all of those guys, haha, how's it feel? That's really, I'm just fucking around, you know. Is it demoralizing? Yeah, of course, you know. Like, I would love to have far more viewers than I have currently. Who wouldn't, right? You could ask whoever the most popular streamer in the world is right now. You could ask him, would you like more viewers? He'll be like, yeah, sure, you know. I don't want to, like, I just don't want to be one of those guys who bots his viewers, you know. Like there was a guy on Kick, I guess. There's a guy on Kick, I guess. He had some kind of extension on his computer. Oh. He had some kind of extension on his computer or something like that he enabled, and it took away all the bot viewers on his channel, and he had like 25 viewers. It's like I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. But like, yeah, it would be nice to have more viewers, you know. There's nothing I can do right this second, right? I don't even know that if I improved my streams that it would work out. I don't, you know. All I know is I just wanna have some fun. You know, I want to have some fun. I want to enjoy myself, and I want you guys to enjoy these streams in whatever form they come in. So I apologize if there's ever days where I just like it just ain't hitting. You know, that sorry. Sorry. Yeah, but your identity isn't the guy who was on Fish Tank. Sorry, I had to lock in for that. Yeah, no, like, I get what you're saying. I understand and I agree, you know? Like... Oh, wait, no, I need to hit that thing first, okay. Again, I'm kind of locked in, kind of locking in right now. So I'm like, I mean, if we're being honest here, that is kind of my identity as far as like a lot of this shit goes. It's just like I was the guy on Fish Tank, you know. Like I'm not anymore. Oh well, what you gonna do? You know, it is what it is. That's where a lot of my viewership came from, and I don't know whether that was viable, whether that was like a way that I could have found success. I'm not sure, you know. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I think it was like I went up here. I think I like ran up here or something, and then I did a double jump. Yes. Oh, yes. But then I had an issue because... I tried to make it back, but I simply could not. Oh, you fucking bastard. I gotta get my ass over there now. I can't wait. Oh, come on, baby. Oh, son of... Literally, what did I say? What did I fucking say? What did I say? I get a life and I just immediately shit it out. Oh my gosh. You know, What? Oh, the fact is, like, the best streams that I had this year were when Fish Tank went off the rails, and I streamed about it. You know, like, I think that says everything that there is to say about that topic. You know, this isn't like a woe is me thing. It's just like an honest. It's just an honest. Again, locked in. It's just an honest analysis. I'm just being honest about what? Fuck, dude. This is getting frustrating, dude. I need at least like 2 lives. This is fucking bonkers, dude. You know, I think it speaks volumes. And again, this is not some kind of like woe is me thing. This is just like it's an honest look at what I think the deal is with my little e-boy career. If I was ever gonna make enough money to make it legit in some way, that has not happened. I think any semblance of relevance that I had to most people died when I was not on Fish Tank, you know? It is what it is. And I don't even think that's the worst thing either, you know? I've alluded to the fact that the Fish Tank audience is a little... is a lot fucking autistic, and not in like a charming way, not in like an Arie way that like, okay, it's a little annoying sometimes, but overall, you know, he's a good guy, and you know, like I don't wish anything bad on him, and he deserves like I hope good things happen to him. No, like a genuinely like, nah, you're wretched, you're kind of shitty, you're horrible way, if we're just being real, you know. Again, handle the videography. We can, if you can handle the videography, we can make a teaching Scott how to build a house series. Yeah, maybe that'll work. So do I have to jump down there to get those 2 things to go? Do I have to put the ball on here? I'm confused. So I have to get the ball here is what I need to do, which... What? Why did it... Alright, whatever. Start making soy face thumbnails to improve views, exactly, you know? And that is a piece of it, is that there's things that I could have done and things that I still could do to maybe get something, but I just don't have the time, the energy, or, like, anything else to be, like, Sorry, I was reading something. Like being around these levels of YouTuber, like I understand the game now. It's not difficult to understand. It's not like you gotta fucking you know, it's not like there's anything crazy behind it, you know. It just becomes a little easier when you start to like understand this shit, you know. You see, I'm doing that thing where I try to game and I'm doing that thing where I try to lock into a game and explain something, and it's going about as good as it usually does. Anyway, like, I know there's things that I could do to improve my odds. I just don't have the time, the energy, or the budget to be able to do that, you know? Like a good example is Brandon, you know? It took him a while to hit his stride, but now that he's hit his stride, he sticks to a certain kind of content that he knows is going to make him, you know, he knows it's going to make him more money than other types of content, you know? Come on. Yes. For some reason, I dropped down here, and that went over there. Dude, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. This is the one mission I might have to look up a whole, like, thing for, you know? True used to be a school teacher releasing low view videos until he hit big. Yeah. And what I was saying about Brandon is that one of the things that, like, it was a huge, huge risk, but overall it helped in the long run was he quit his job and he took out loans in order to make content. School teacher releasing. What the fuck? Why is my own stream playing? I searched something else. Anyway. Of course, I can't find the walkthrough that I'm looking for. But like him having that freedom, even though there was like even though there was that impending, like, fuck, if this goes wrong, I'm royally fucked kind of piece to it, right? That is ultimately one of the big things that allowed him to do well on YouTube, because he had the startup capital to be able to afford certain things and to afford help. And then in addition to that, he had the time and the energy to be able to pursue things. I gotta be at work, and then I gotta be at the gym doing the shit that my fucking coach doesn't want to do.